Yo, I don't supposed to be doing these videos because I originally said I won. And once again, it's a random black dude in Montgomery that probably ain't gonna make too much sense. And I promise you, I'm gonna try not to curse too much. Yeah. So in the world of spicing and snapping, which is basically the public mind, what's your freaking obsession with spicing and snapping? And which is not what the video is about. But the number one public obsession right now is not Russia finna blow the fucking planet up with the United States support, of course. Why? Because of World War III in Syria. In Syria, that is. That's literally in Syria, not and Syria. Or because of Syria. But literally, it's already going on inside of Syria. So, whoever John at Patmos was telling the truth. And to the council of Nicaea decided to pour over it and refibulize it and throw it out there as lies. So what the fuck am I even talking about? All right, that's going to be my curse word. You have no idea what's going on this planet. I'm going to tell you that right now. The first thing you need to get to realize, if you want to understand anything about what's going on, is this. Nobody's going to be on your side in times like these. And there's a reason for that. What we consider humanity is not what humanity was intended to be. And I actually talked about that last time I made one of these very poor videos where there's barely any content, where me slap some pictures or something on it. But something happened in the ancient world where some of the gods, which are basically the Anunnaki, the Elohim and the Anunnaki are pretty much the same thing. Where it gets different is there are lesser gods. I think they're angels. They're called Gregory, Watchers, and other names. Come on, just angels. Let's just use the word angels. But these Igigi, IGG, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and that's Sumerian Akkadian dialect to pronounce it. They're the basic source of the problem. At the time, they rebelled against this house of El, or Ellel, the Most High God. The lesser gods, the IGG, rebelled against this high God Ellel, or LL. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. Some people have even said Elamnel, you know what I'm saying, or El Elyon, all types of names. But that's not that important. What I'm trying to convey to you is that in the ancient world, because of this rebellion, the world is like it is now. These angels basically threw God out of their council. I mean, they abandoned that council, rather. They didn't throw. I mean, if you look at it, it's like, I mean, what happens if you reject the guy that basically knows how to make the earth work? I mean, you might be helping keep the earth running, and you might be outnumbering God, but your rebellion immediately falls into chaos. And what they sit up in Sunday schools and churches and these mosques, and I'm not leaving Islam out either, and these other religions. I'm going to touch on all your religions. Number one, I'm not speaking against your gods, whether or not they exist. I'm one of the few people on the planet that actually believes your gods do exist, except for Jesus Christ. Which is why, hold up, I didn't say Jesus Christ did not exist. I just don't believe he was a god. I believe he was a prophet that was murdered because he was working for one of the gods, which is the original story. That's basically what happened. And I will agree with Islam on that. Yes, Jesus was an actual prophet. He was a damn Hebrew zealot. And I hope you know why Islam even exists. Because of the Hebrews. Who are the fucking original people that started Islam? Fucking Hebrews. So who the fuck do you think those people that are being bombed and shit over there by Israel are? Semitic Hebrews under different names, languages, and ethnic fucking traditions? It's like, come on, man. I mean, you're all fucking Semites. I mean, like, Jews are the only Semites. When, motherfucker? All of Noah's children were Semites. They sure as hell weren't black people from Africa. And And I highly doubt they were North Africans even. Which were those red black people that died out a long time ago. They tried to depict them on that damn BC movie, but that was probably a Native American. That 10,000 BC movie, that was probably some Native American they hired to play that barbarian riding around on horseback with people chained to fucking, I don't know, saber-tooth tiger mounts and shit. All right, which they probably didn't have. All right, so this video is terrible. I sound terrible. And as usual, there's a natural light in my hand, so bear with me. The crap they're teaching you in Sunday school is not actually real. It's not. What you're being taught in Sunday school is not actually real. You think these angels were fluffy as hell and they were beautiful. They came down and disrobed and had sex with women. And they were so beautiful and just shiny and with blazing muscles and shit like that. No, the fuck they weren't. They probably looked like crap. And why would I say that? Because if you want to mix your DNA with somebody else so you can look better and be bigger and stronger and be a superior Herculean giant. I shouldn't have said that in that voice, but at the same time, man, you got to look like an insect or a lizard or some shit if you want to look like a human. Because first of all, you got to understand how I think, first of all, and who the fuck you listening to. First of all, I don't know who the hell been telling y'all on them sits and shit, and I've been around here going my own damn first cousin and shit like that. Yeah, I put this shit in the video. But man, whatever kind of ISI operation y'all conducting on me, man, isolation and removal operation, the shit they do to third world dictators like Muammar Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, it's because I'm talking about shit about aliens, which is what angels are, and which is what God was. It is. Or gods are. Or God's people are aliens. And they had other aliens working with them. Now you get where this is going. And you see that I have the tendency to bounce around subjects. So don't fucking follow me directly like this is a autobiography that you can make a movie out of on HBO while waiting for me to be shot by the U.S. federal marshals because there's a gay president who thinks that he's going to hell all of a sudden. First of all, man, this video is impossible to fucking do because of the nature of the situation. Well, I'm going to just talk about everything at random. So, imagine this is your, like, crazy-ass uncle that is almost impossible to deal with or talk to unless he has a beard. So, I'm talking about every fucking thing. Politics, Russia and America blowing up the fucking Middle East, starting World War III. And I'm talking about why this shit's going on. Like I said, this is a failed alien colony that's resurrecting the shit that caused the Great Flood in the first place. And because of that situation, there was angels involved in it. And those angels are still here, just like the book of Enoch says, where it says that they were going to be bound in chains of darkness into the great day of judgment, just like several books in the Bible go on to say. But the book of Enoch is actually to be considered more valid than the Bible, at least as far as the book of Genesis. The book of Enoch trumps the book of Genesis and all the rest of the creation epics outside of Sumerian Akkadian mythology. Babylonian mythology is screwed because they what basically happened with that, they took one of the principal gods called Marduk, and they basically put his name everywhere. Like somebody did that out of spite, to spite like rival nations and rival guys, like, you know. In the ancient world, they were already fighting wars against each other. You know, before humans were created, gods were building pyramids and all that ancient big stuff that looks so beautiful out there in the middle of the jungle. You're wondering, like, why the hell is this beautiful Hindu temple in the middle? And it's not a Hindu temple. It's some alien god that looks like a human that was probably 9 foot tall, built the shit, and probably had blue skin like the Hindu depictions. Why? Because they were not entirely human. They came from Mars. Mars has less gravity and they're larger. They were called Aryans. They were actually called Arianas. That's why they named that one guy Aryuna, because he was taken to the home world of the gods before. They were blowing up Mars, man. The gods came from Mars, and they looked like humans. They were ape-like because it was a mammalian-friendly planet before they blew it up. But what did God have to do in order to come here and create this civilization? He had to come here and fuck around with these things that were living on this shit. Has anyone ever been to a really hot, like Florida, you know, the Florida Everglades? You know how much mosquito net and off spray it would take just for you as a human being to tolerate the Everglades? I mean, seriously. Not to mention the cougars, which can be black at times. Just like leopards can be black, and just like jaguars can be black, and the occasional black lion or tiger, you can in fact have a totally black fucking mountain lion in the Florida Everglades that will eat the shit out of you. And not to mention the snakes. And other shit, invasive species. I hear there's a growing piranha population. But the reason I threw that in there is because if you're from Mars, and you're used to furry critters and gigantic trees and forests and shit that can't grow on the Earth, and when you try to transport them to the Earth to make them grow because you're used to that type of material, well, all you have left is the Devil's Rock and similar monuments. They introduced unnatural species to the planet that came from a low-gravity inhabitable world, which was Mars. Mars is only inhabitable because the gods basically blew it the fuck up. You know what Olympus Mons is? Olympus Mons is literally the Akkadian, Sumerian, Babylonian creation epic in a fucking gigantic explosive mountaintop. What was there? Come on, you gotta think. Olympus, come on, man. Olympus Mons, man. I mean, seriously, fucking NASA, or whoever came up with that name back in the whatever the heck generation. I don't care about it. This isn't a social studies course, but it should be. You gotta think about it, man. And I know, man. I just literally thought that shit up and put it together. I did not have a reference point other than careful observations of life itself. I think the human race originated on Mars, and that's why there's so much Martian relics on this planet, and why there's literally nothing on Mars is because the human race originated there. And we know what the human race likes to do. Shit like Syria, Afghanistan, Yemen. You know, you can't make this shit up. And I think Peggy Kane and people like David Icke and Jim Mars are lying. And even more so, there's other guys. Have you ever heard of John Anthony West? The real life, you know what I'm saying, Indiana Jones, like, you know, Graham Hancock, Eric Van Doniken. These people been researching this stuff. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I'm barely touching it. Have you heard about the murders? Have you heard about the murders? Huh? And I beheld a pale horse. And who rode on the pale horse, man? Death rode on a pale horse. And the original text, and I'm gonna tell you in the apocryphal form, not the prophetic form that's handed down by the Latin Council of Nicaea. And I beheld a vision of a green horse that had the look of death upon it, and behind this horse was left the dead everywhere. That's what Hades means. The dead everywhere. Total destruction. Total death. All dead. That's what Hades literally means. It means all consumed, all dead. It means ended. And I beheld a green horse. And behind it was Hades, or Tartarus. Shield. Behind it, it was everywhere. This horse, when this horse marches, Sheol is behind it. That's the world of the dead. And then God will judge humanity. What is God trying to tell you? There's another dimension, and we're finna go into it. And because of what happened in the ancient world, that dimension is going to be a lot worse than humans think it is. Our so-called gods are not who we think they are. Our gods are not who we think they are. Those gods came to this planet, and they were allowed to come to this planet by a non-human race that basically evolved from dinosaurs that was far. And when I say far, I mean they were far more advanced than the people who came from Mars. I mean, the Earth, whatever, for all intents and purposes, the history of the Earth was not written by the gods. That history was overwritten by the gods. The real history of the earth is submerged in deep places, like Antarctica and the deserts out there in Iraq. Have you heard of the Ubaid civilization? The Ubaid were not humans. Whoever that culture was, and that's not really the name, that's basically the name of the site. They just called it Ubaid. We don't know who the hell these people were. But they weren't humans. They looked like dinosaur humans. They were shaped like humans, but they would have been probably Cardassians if this was Star Trek. I love stuff like Babylon 5 and Star Trek. And the reason I make assertions like, let's say Star Trek is less accurate on how the universe would actually be than Babylon 5. I'm pretty sure the guys up there at Star Trek that directed that as famous as it is, I love Star Trek still. They be pissed. But no, Babylon 5 is a lot more accurate. When you get into the actual show and details of Babylon 5, it shows you what happens when humanity first enters into the known universe. It's not shit like Star Trek. No, it's not friendly aliens out there trying to help us create warp engines. The first shit we do is send a bunch of military vessels and cargo ships out, just like we do right now on the world's oceans, the 7 seas. And we start wars with people we don't fucking know. Hey, this is our first time seeing Chinese fucking man-made islands that are basically stationary fucking warships. You know what I'm saying? Stationary aircraft carriers, for all intents and purposes. They're the Chinese. Who the fuck? Are you gonna invade China right now? Seriously. With Russia flying over fucking Syria and threatening the United States with fucking updated nuclear fucking plans, and you guys drilling in Poland and Lithuania. What the fuck is Lithuania? Seriously, what's Lithuania gonna do? One damn missile. And Lithuania's history. It didn't even have to be nuclear. They could launch one damn old 1987 Scud. A barely running fucking Scud missile. Just shoot the sound of it, doom. Don't nobody go outside. They just blew up Lithuania, the bitch, the size of my backyard, and 100 million people live on that motherfucker. Until early this morning, Russia blew their ass up for starting shit for no reason. Cause Russia like to get drunk. We don't like to start wars in Iraq, but you blowing shit up, you cutting oil off. We starving, it's cold as hell. Gas, we need gas if it's gonna be cold. It's Siberia up there, bitch. Y'all found frozen woolly mammals, so we got to live up there, bitch. And we got big ass jets and tanks, just like the United States. The black folks and shit over there that y'all treat like they dumb, don't know that. But it's a random black man telling their head the truth. Just like we can blow shit up in Iraq, Russia can fly a jet over this bitch right the fuck now and turn out the power in downtown Montgomery while y'all bullshit. These white folk digging up their technology and shit. I bet y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, dude. You don't supposed to. That's how you leak information. But that information I'm leaking comes from careful observation. And man, when I had a fucking tenure up there in the United States military, man, I didn't use my clearance for shit except reading the fucking CIA World Fact Book. And it was unclassed. Low sight. That's as far as I'm going to what I used to do in the military. But trust me, I know shit. It ain't worth fucking talking about like it's a leak. Nah, I ain't no fucking Edward Snowden. But yeah, man, there's aliens on this planet. But the reason why it doesn't look like an invasion, there's never going to be one, they're living in human bodies. Why? Because they came here and created the human body so it could be more suitable to the earth. When God first got here, the earth was unbearable. God was humongous. You know what I'm saying? He was big. He was a mammal. And he was being allowed to live on this planet, making friends with this intelligent, crafty alien race that they call peacock angels and fucking serpents and Fecker Edin. The real name of God is actually the Fecker Edin. The God of this world. The Fecker Edin. The fashioner of Eden. This world is Eden. This is Eden. God came from Maldek. You don't have to call it Maldek. Those New Age people came up with Maldek. Trying to give it a new name. No, it's actually called Marduk. That's the name. Mars' original name is actually Marduk. Ares, Mars, the same name as the god of war. Anywhere you find a god of war name, that's literally what the name of that planet is. That red planet, that's that planet's name. That planet is also known as Vulcan, not Venus. Some people associate Vulcan with Mercury and Venus. No, actually, Vulcan was a war god. And it's odd that Star Trek would have a oddly unwarlike species called the Vulcans with a war god's name. I hope those people know who the fuck Vulcan was. Vulcan was Thorapa and Perundavas. It was Inskadatia or Indra. It's all right. It's also, they change it across culture. But the God incarnates, no matter when he incarnates, he's always, he's vicious. And he's always represented by some type of bull, a pure bull calf. It's not a full-grown bull. It's a bull that is just budding its horn. He's never full-grown. He always dies at the age of maturity. When he comes of age, he dies at the age of maturity. But whenever he dies, his wife takes over. When he sleeps at night, his wife takes over the hour. The hour of darkness is ruled by the mother of the night, the queen of the night. That's Belle Elite. That was Belle Elite. And her husband was called Androniki. That's what her husband was called. You can call him, his name was actually, you can call him Adam Reiki or Adamas. He's sometimes called as, it's also known sometimes as, well, what would you call it? He's not Inky, but he bears the name of his father. So Adam had the name of God imprinted on him. The question is, who the hell was Adam? And what the hell was he up to? They say it was an earthborn. You know what this is going on. If humans originated on Mars, chances are there was a type of human that originated on Earth. Because I can tell you one thing. They didn't transport the ape family from Mars when they came here. I'm pretty sure that whoever that was came from Mars transported a lot of foreign species to this planet with them. And I know for a fact that some of these species are not from this planet. There are certain species on this planet that should not be here. The common cockroach should not exist on this planet. A lot of people don't know that. The common cockroach. I didn't say cockroaches in general, the cockroach species. This Earth and Mars share species because they would, you know, you gotta imagine, cargo ships. And this shit happened millions of years ago, so don't look for these aliens now. Don't go out there looking for like ancient electronic devices like the United States military did in Iraq and bombed all those people and shit. Over there in Syria and stuff. You dug shit up, don't lie about it. You had earth movers out there digging stuff up, man. And when you were digging around, man, you were finding shit in the desert, tablets, discs, all types of artifacts. Some of that shit was working and usable, designs. You found designs of shit that I would have left buried in Babylon. You should have left it buried where it was. That's what's happening. They're doing everything, unimaginable crap. You're probably wondering about, what about your CIA gang stalking situation? This shit is just going on. Why would you want to link your thought process with me, create Common Core learning, and talk to me remotely, man? And it's like we're having a real conversation. Then you're threatening, racist, hateful ass people, and these are paramilitary people. Those federal agencies like the CIA and shit, they go inside of the military. Some of these people are private civilian contractors, and they'll fucking take you off to these barracks and shit up there, these training programs. Think of you an all-American hero like you're in basic training and shit, and they'll abuse the shit out of you and conduct fucking experiments on you. Those damn barracks are dens of homosexuality, racism, fighting, fucking, you name it, man. They could take your children and expose them to every fucking thing up there, man. That shit's worse than college up there. I mean, you gotta see some of this shit they live, man. I wouldn't want to go back to a barracks for a fucking million years. The best shit you can do in a barracks is lock your fucking door, keep you a fucking Playboy, and fucking play you some fucking video games. Because the people around you are fucking products, they're experiments. Don't fucking deal with the people that are not your fucking friends. When you do get fucking chance to socialize with people off base on purpose. Because you never know when you have to flee the fucking military. The military is not what it appears to be. I'm going to tell you who's in the army. Those white guys out there that look a lot more fucking better than you in their fucking gear, that's the military. The guy that get to be pilots and drive tanks and the big black dude and shit that never has to serve breakfast for your dumb ass, that tells you when to go eat breakfast. Nah. Your ass ain't in the army. Them motherfuckers in the army. You just there. You just there overseeing the rest of the motherfuckers there that they making experiments out of so they can create them big bad ass Delta Force soldiers and Rangers and shit that they sending overseas to stamp down them goddamn people that can barely defend themselves with them slingshots and shit. Russia sold them in the 1960s. Some of them folks over there fighting with shit they can't even, they can barely launch that damn shit out. There are them folks over there in North Korea done spent all their damn money and started damn deal coming up with weapons to fight the United States back because of the shit the United States did to them during the Korean War. Y'all blaming the hell out them people. Blaming the damn left. Blaming the damn right. Blaming till they couldn't damn see no damn more. Now they up that bitch shooting rockets and shit out the damn ocean. Oh, y'all want to have submarine launch? All right. They doing the shit. The same shit you know. I mean, you got to make. You can't make this up. That's what these people are. That's what the real and thorough society was. A lot of my videos are drunken banter and chatter. But look, man, that's what the coolest real society is. It's the human race that came from Mars and mixed with the human race that's on this planet. And this is my theory. This is literally my theory. And I think some of those people literally are hiding under the Antarctic ice sheet. Not exactly sure who is hiding under there, but it might actually be the old vanguard that originally touched down on this planet and intermingled with the earthborn humans. There were humans on this earth, and they probably look like some type of, creepy black reptilian things with cone heads, like those Ubaid figures. And they probably had weird names and were known by Egyptians and stuff. And Native Americans. And I'm pretty sure they developed almost every culture on the planet that's aboriginal. And basically what aboriginal means, it means that cultures originated in the area that they're found in. Like you go to a South American rainforest, that's where the Native Americans originated. We don't know how they originated there, but they did. Some people say the Native Americans walked across the ice sheet. No, some of their relatives did. Like other humans did. Like the Inuit and Native Americans are not the same race. They just mixed in the North American continent. And Canada and other places. But originally, the Amerindians is what they're being called. But those people actually came from the Andes and other places. Central and South America, North America. Those people originated down there in that dark continent. Where, namely in places like Brazil. That's where those people came from. And those people spread out of that southern continent called South America, and they moved around. But those people had gods just like the people in Africa did. And before that, the people in the Fertile Crescent, ranging from about Saudi Arabia all the way over to Far East Asia and Japan, those people were worshiping gods that were different than the people on the top of the planet. The people on the top of the planet, namely concentrated in northwest Europe. That's where they were, in northwest Europe. Not the extreme north, near Scandinavia and the United Kingdom, but basically where you get to around about, let's say, Turkey, and you can just take your finger on a map and draw a ring around the Black Sea. All right. That general region around Anatolia is where the sky gods were running the planet. And I'm pretty sure they were using Antarctica before it became uninhabitable, basically. Except if they got underground bases, which I believe they do. Why the hell else are you flying to Antarctica at this time while there's World War III going on? They got world leaders flying to Antarctica with the East Orthodox Pope. Wow. If the popes are interested in Antarctica, trust me, there's something else going on. It ain't about peace. Something buried under that ice. A mile of ice. You know how long a mile is? That's me walking from here to Winn-Dixie on foot. Of ice going straight down into the earth. So imagine you had to drill down through that, or had to sit there with hot water and pour it down all day until you melt a hole down through a mile of ice. Y'all ain't gonna freeze to death in the first few minutes, sitting your dumb ass in Antarctica not having common sense to go down there with some hot water thinking you can find some aliens. Well, anyway, that ain't what the video about. They brought they stuff here and they fucked it up. The same shit they had on Mars, they fucked it up. You can't make this up. The aliens, the beings that were living on this planet, the original inhabitants of the Earth are reptilians, and they left behind all this agrarian-looking architecture and barely polished up stone artwork and stuff and clay figurines of themselves, and flew the fuck off on bland, boring-looking, highly advanced spaceships. And they're supernatural entities. They're psychic. For all intents, every last one of them is psychic. They're totally psychic. Every last one of them. I've never seen anything like it. And guess where these things live? They live in the astral plane. The astral plane, they say we live in 4 dimensions. You got the 3D world, which we can see, and you got the world of time, which we can't see. Just time, you can watch a clock and tell time is passing. Or you can, how long does it take for you to walk outside and empty the trash? Okay, it took me 1 minute to, do that. The dog was barking at the people around the corner and took an extra few seconds. But then there's other dimensions. There's another dimension, and I don't know what to call it other than the 5th dimension or just the astral plane. If you enter into that place, that's where the gods that lived on this planet before, they invited these other gods to come here live. And when those gods came here, you gotta imagine it went perfect at first. They were working with humans. They probably didn't understand the human technology that came from Mars. They were probably being friends with each other. And then imagine if the human race got the upper hand on the civilization that was already here and began to exterminate these reptilian gods. And these reptilian gods were probably physically superior to the human race, and thus born your legend of demons and dragons needing to be slain. But if you slay the fashioner of Eden, the fakir there, then you're the fucking enemy. That means every human being on this planet right now is potentially related to the destroyers. That means we're related to the devil because of an ancient war that nobody remembers. And why did the Great Flood occur? Because they lost the war against these goddamn gods that had superior technology but couldn't get their act together. So they threw the Great Flood at them, and they lost all that technology and shit that they brought here. Now they're going around digging that shit up, and they're even digging up some of the shit that the gods themselves created. You see what I'm saying? There's 2 types of gods. White people really did win this war in the ancient world, but it's not the white people you see up there running Capitol Hill. Some of them are up there. Very few of them actually come out of hiding and help run the affairs of this planet. So when you see these Bilderbergers and shit meeting, that's why you got people like Alex Jones standing around with cameras and microphones talking that damn loud and yelling at their asses and shit. Because they know who they're meeting with, and they know who's behind the World Bank and the World, Health Organization and all that shit right there. These people are going around conducting genetic experiments. Human trafficking is, oh my God. That's how they get their product. As like I said in the last video, a lot of this is these people are soulless, talentless, dickless shits sitting next to you, literally absorbing you. They're psychic vampires. They're absorbing you. These are psychic vampires. You gotta ask yourself, why in the hell would a president want to lift somebody else's thought process into his head? I've heard it lift every voice and sing, but lift every fucking thought process and scream? Holy fucking shit. This man has angry people yelling into my fucking head for no fucking... Dude, those comments on my Facebook account are way outside of the president's fucking operational theater, man. Like, dude, have you heard of CENTCOM, Mr. President? Holy shit, is this man crazy. And it's amazing, man. It's like, all I have to do is go on the internet and express to people that I know about extra dimensions, life after death, which is real. You can die and literally just walk out of your body. Like, if somebody shoots me right now, I'm literally just going to walk outside and free myself from... Yeah, the first shit I might do is just walk down the hill or after the sun come up and just walk around through the woods and shit like I used to do when I was little. You know, behind Sherwood with that old wooden bridge that don't nobody know about no more. Remember, that shit used to look different back in the day. There was a park back in the day. A lot of folks don't know that. But I remember, long time ago in the early 80s, they actually used to show it on the TV, on a commercial for some of the Alabama state parks. But the area's goddamn different now, built up, urbanized shit, fucked up, killed all the damn wildlife mostly, cut down a lot of trees, timber, deforestation, but anyway, I was gonna play Dragon Age. It's a wonderful game, and this video sounds terrible. I am actually drinking this. It's Christmas, man. Fuck, this is a Christmas. I don't know what video. You can call it my New Year's resolution part 1. And basically that's to start talking at random about this stuff. So basically, at the nutshell of what I'm talking about is simple, man. Dude, they came from another world. They dumped their technology on top of us, and this is the end result. I might literally be the legacy of the white race while not being honest about it. And insulting, let's say, white people are the dominant race on the planet. But the creepy shit is not genetically. They're not genetically dominant. It is as if white people came from a culture that predated the rest of modern humanity. And that culture seemed to have died in a conflict with someone just as advanced as whoever the fuck was out there, coming up with Vimanas and all this flying shit that these blue Hindu gods and stuff, and these ancient Anunnaki and gods and stuff. Even the Bible goes into stuff like that. Nobody's a fool. If John at Patmos was a Hebrew, which he was, if he was any kind of Hebrew prophet or scribe, which he was, I believe, just because I am not a Christian doesn't mean I don't believe in the Bible. I believe in portions of the Bible, select few portions of the Bible. I believe in all the prophets, and I believe in portions of the book of Revelation, but it's out of context and out of chronological order. And the book of Genesis is the same way. The book of Genesis, the Bible works like this as follows. The book of Genesis is a busted version of the Enuma Elish Sumerian creation epic. It's a busted version of it. It's kind of real, but it's not. It's not really that accurate. Now, the Enuma Elish is way more accurate. It goes into more detail, but it's extremely hard to read and understand Sumerian to any extent, especially Akkadian Sumerian dialect. And and there's regional conflicts in that dialect, so trust me, even the name of Enki is wrong. His name might actually be Enkur. And his son might have not been Merodach, but Enmarka. And you know what that means. The Lord of Irada was also Enmarka. That means that where the Bible says, Nimrod was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Whoa. Nimrod, the mighty hunter, might have been Enki's direct blood son. Yeah. The guy with the bow and arrow standing in front of Enki. And then there's another guy standing behind Enki. And I'm not entirely sure who that is, but I think he's Zuisich or Top. And there's another guy known as Apzu. And supposedly buried in the deep or the abyss. His name was Ta, not Ta. There was Ta. You had Ra, Ta, and so many other gods like Isis in the Egyptian pantheon, which was blatantly of this world. The Egyptian pantheon was literally the rival. The pyramid builders were the rivals to whoever came from Mars. I can tell you that. And there was a cultural, technological exchange. But whoever that was came from Mars, they were definitely rivals to the pyramid builders. I can promise you that. I can promise you Mars was not a reptilian planet. So don't get any ideas that the Greys came from Mars. I'm pretty sure the Greys may have visited and been there. But nah, that's not where they came from. I'm certain that the Greys, because of their appearance, they come from the Earth and probably the extreme recesses of the Earth. Places like Antarctica and under the ocean, on the ocean basin. And that's the seafloor. I think gray aliens have advanced civilizations underneath the oceans. Namely the Indian and Probably most, namely the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean, and between Antarctica and the rest of the continents. That's where I think most of the alien sea bases would normally be, and that's because of the stuff that goes on in the Pacific Ocean basin. Yeah, it's very unstable down there. There's a lot of it. There's probably stuff down there too. But namely, I want to focus on the fact that Antarctica is probably not just covered in ice, but ringed by alien portals into and out of the earth. And this is just my theory. And I think after that ancient war, when a great flood and all that had to happen, and all those cataclysms destroyed the ancient world, they basically decided to end this and let the gods live in the astral plane. Let the gods live in the astral plane and let humanity continue to develop and grow up on this side. And when they die, the good humans basically, go on and continue on and get along, bridge the gap with the gods that were here first. You got to make peace with the serpent. Just like the serpent must be uplifted in the desert. Yep, I got to help these people too. Yep, I got to help some of these people if I got to help mine, or else there's going to be another war. Yep, you don't want to go to war with those guys. You speak against the serpent like God is going to hit them with thunderbolts and fry the shit out of them. Until they flip the planet over and kill everything that God created and topple every fucking building. You see where this is going? Just like we can smite the dragon, the dragon might rise up and fucking smite the fucking nations. Right? I mean, God is creepier than we think he is. We don't know what the hell is going on. But I can promise you, whoever that was talking over the Bible, certain portions of the Bible, the gods that came from Mars, the sky gods, mixed their religion and culture. It wasn't even their religion. Their culture was a right of bloodline kingship and succession. And they came here and attached themselves to this planet's situation. And it didn't go well for them. It didn't go well for them. There was a second generation of gods that came here, and they were called Watchers. And I think that's where those people from Mars. I'm not entirely sure if my theory is right. Whoever they were, they probably did not look entirely human, but they are the origin of the human race as far as we're concerned. What they originally looked like, it might literally be the gray aliens. Because the gray aliens are, number one, associated with humanity. And they don't look totally reptilian. And the gray aliens can be extremely fucking tall. And there's a strong possibility the extremely tall ones are males and the short ones are females or children. Maybe they just get extremely tall. If you live on a planet with extremely low gravity, you can be humongous. Not like the Earth, which has high gravity and a fluid atmosphere. You can also be humongous, but you're going to have to be built like a tank, like a rhinoceros or an alligator. You see where this is going? Humans are not built. A gorilla is better built than a human, and we're supposed to be related to the damn gorilla. A gorilla does not give one flat foot fuck about most of the life forms it ever encounters in its jungle. Mosquitoes, yeah. Occasional ant bite, who gives a fuck? Cockroaches, I might eat it. It might be a nutritious, protein-enriched snack. I'm a gorilla. Who gives a shit? Who's looking? Some white lady with a camera just peeped the fuck out of a tree tent. It's like, what the fuck? We're being watched by advanced apes with shiny things. And the gorilla's just sitting there wiping its baby's ass with a banana leaf. And it's like, how long is this woman just going to sit there? No, humans are pretty much not natural to this planet. If the gods are literally just willing to the fact is then these reptilian gods that we think are eating people and destroying humans and just tossing humans around. Yeah, I talk a lot of shit, but that's to make people mad. Those things actually have a friendly relationship with God, but they're not God, and some humans have those things living inside of them because we were never supposed to be mixing from one species to the next. This shit is gonna be so difficult to fucking explain. For all intents and purposes, humanity is the product of race mixing between two worlds. We are half Martian and we're half Earthling. That's what we are. The reptilian, dragon, saurian bloodlines and DNA comes from this planet, but it's been literally over milked. It's been over coated, over sugared, over salted. You know how you take too much seasoning and you just dump it? Whatever was on Mars dumped so much of itself onto whatever we used to be that we're no longer able to naturally walk outside in the bushes and just pick natural fruit and chase shit down and eat it. Yeah, because we die. Stinging insects, it could take you out. A rhinoceros probably doesn't get up waking, it doesn't wake up thinking about rattlesnakes and stinging insects. It probably doesn't even mind the occasional lion attack to get it some exercise. Well, since I'm an armored tank with a deadly horn that could kill an entire lion pride, well, I can barely see, but fuck, I can swing my head around in a very fast manner and knock a lion 30 fucking feet across the jungle. A human couldn't do that. A lion sees human, one paw, and it's dinner for all the entire pride. I mean, what portion of do you want? I select the breast and thigh. Oh, if you're gonna have the menu ready, shit. Man, that's basically the end of the video. This was drunken banter and chatter about, why the hell we're here. That's why they're digging up the same old technology that caused the flood. This stuff is really going on. When you die, there's an afterlife. When you die, you don't just die. There's an afterlife. And that's where the gods live. So that's it, man. So when there's a judgment, they judge you on how you live. If you're Jeffrey fucking Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, some brutal Pol Pot dictator, don't think you're going to go to the other side and find a shining and blazing God with wings on his back that's going to lift you up into the heavens and paradise. You're probably going to find one of those damn feckery den, and it's probably going to look like a peacock angel. A damn reptilian thing with Archaeopteryx wings. I don't fucking know. That's probably what they look like. Some evolved Archaeopteryx. End the video.